that. That's terrible. Okay. Hi!
It's us again.
Yeah. Different location. So this is the library. So, good time. And we are doing
Ultimate
two-thirds of, this is a blank, okay, that's blank. We're doing the ultimate book tag. Where did we see this? Bookables?
Bookables.
It was Bookables. Awesome. She's awesome. Go check her out. Okay. You go first.
Okay.
First question.
Do you get sick while reading in the car?
Me?
No. I read in the car all the time. Actually, on road trips and stuff, it's my favorite thing to do. I'm not that fun to ride with because all I do is put my nose in the book.
I don't really get sick while I'm reading in the car. If I've been reading in the car for like 2 hours because I'm on a road trip or something, then maybe I'll start to feel a little bit queasy, but that's more because I've been in the car for 2 hours. It's not really related to my being reading. Second question. Which author's style is completely unique to you and why? I don't know. A lot of writers have unique styles. I mean, I don't necessarily pick up a book and go, oh, this writer is exactly like this other writer, because they're not. They're two different people. And so I feel like most writers are unique writers.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I guess that's kind of a cop-out answer.
I mean, I'd say a lot of the unique ones for me are ones that I don't like. They stand out because I don't like them.
They stand out because they're terrible.
Like, I don't really care for the writing style of, say, Huckleberry Finn that much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a good book, I guess, but I don't care for it myself.
That is pretty unique stuff, too. Yeah. Alright.
Harry Potter or Twilight? Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Are we supposed to give reasons? Because it's awesome.
Well, Twilight is awful. Grammatically, just to start. Plot-wise, for a second.
Oh, in Harry Potter, the main character isn't just a blank canvas for the reader to paint themselves on. It's actually a person with interests and
A personality.
a personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do you carry a book bag? No. I don't carry a book bag. I do carry a laptop bag, or I carry a big purse with notebooks and books and stuff in it. But that's because I'm a student. I don't have a bag just for my books, because then I would be carrying 1,000 things, and that's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I have a backpack that I carry to classes. It's got, like, my notebooks and books in it. But it's not really, like, a bag just for, like, my pleasure books. It's for class. So,
Yeah. I just put my books in whatever bag I happen to be carrying.
Okay. Do you smell your books?
Yeah.
Especially the ones that
Does this one smell good?
I don't know. It's not mine. It's the library's.
Maybe I won't smell it.
It's got a nasty stain on it.
It does look.
I smell, especially books I get at like thrift shops and things.
Really old books.
Old books,
But also new books, because they just have that new book smell, like new car smell, but better, and it doesn't make you feel like you're going to pass out.
Well, also though, smelling thrift store books, I don't really care for books that smell like, say, cigarette smoke or something, because
that's really hard to get rid of.
it's hard to get rid of, and it spreads to the other books on the shelf.
Yes.
And that's just not going to happen. So,
Oh, is it my turn? Yes. Books with or without illustrations. I don't really care. It's like a nice bonus if the books have illustrations, but I don't know, for me, I guess I don't really understand, because you're reading it for the text, and, well, it's really nice to have, like, a little something to visualize on, but that can work against it too, because sometimes the illustrations are totally not in sync with what I'm seeing in my head. So I could take them or leave them.
I don't really care. I don't really look at them all that much when I'm reading. I'm focusing on the text, so...
Yeah. I think it's nice when books have like a little illustration at the beginning of the chapter.
Yeah, that's
Because you're already like taking a pause.
Okay. What book did you love while reading, but later discovered that it wasn't that amazing?
Oh, sorry for my handwriting.
Yeah.
It's cursive.
Book I thought was amazing.
Do you have one, or do you need a moment?
Yeah, you go, because I can't think of one right now.
Okay, because I have one. No Judgment, Twilight. I'm going to use Twilight because I read it my freshman year. You wouldn't know.
I would
I think probably my freshman year in high school. It was recently out. It wasn't the big thing that it is now. It was just my friend Claire read it, and she was like, hey, this is an interesting book. You should read it. And I kind of, when I read it, I wasn't looking at it as like, oh, this is a great classic or something like that. It was kind of a beach read. Just read it and enjoy it, and don't
think about it too much.
Yeah. I mean, reading it was fun because I didn't have to think about it, because there's nothing to think about. And then after I read it, I discussed it with my friends. I was like, dude, this is really, really terrible. I'm going to read the next one, but it's really, really terrible. And it's kind of, I don't know, that's how Twilight is for me.
Okay, I got one.
Okay.
The second book in the Matched trilogy,
Oh.
Crossed,
Oh.
it definitely suffers from the middle book syndrome. I thought it was really good when I first read it, and then I reread Matched, and I was like, yeah, it doesn't hold up to the first one.
I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it while I was reading it, because every couple pages I was just like,
I mean, I was kind of bored.
what?
I was kind of bored, but I had read Matched so far back
It had been a really long time.
that, like,
Okay.
comparing them was different.
That makes sense. Is it... Oh, okay. Funny stories involving books from your childhood. Okay, I'm going to use my Harry Potter story. I was, I think, 7 when the first Harry Potter book came out, and there was a little bit of hype about it. So my older sister's birthday is in June, and that was when it came out, so she got it for her birthday. And I had picked it up, and I thought it looked really good and really interesting, and my mom caught me, like, looking at it, and she said, you are not going to read this book, you're not allowed, it's too scary for you, because I was 7. So I snuck it and read it anyway, and then I was talking about Harry Potter, and my mom was like, you read the book? I was like, yeah, because she couldn't really stop me from reading books. I was that really obnoxious kid that was going to read the book, whether you gave it to her or not. And that's how I got into Harry Potter books, so that's my kid's story.
Okay, so in middle school we had this, like, book reading contest, like, whoever read the most pages got, like, some kind of prize.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously I won every year that I did it. Yeah. I was reading books like The Iliad and The Odyssey in the 6th grade. And my teachers came up to me and they were like, ow.
Sorry.
They were not like, ow.
It's more swivelly. The chairs are more swivelly than they look because they swivel and they also rock back and forth, and then they rock on the swivel, and it's a problem.
Anyway, So they didn't think I was actually reading these books, and so they came up with a quiz for me, and I just sat there and told them all the answers in this really matter-of-fact, like, you're stupid voice, and even told them things they didn't know about the book, because they haven't actually really read it. So yeah, that was the time that I was smarter than my teachers.
Nice.
Okay. Thinnest book on my shelf. It's probably this book that I won through Library Thing called Summer's End. It's like 96 pages, and it's not very good. But we're not going to go there. Yeah, it's like a little novella thing, and it's tiny.
This is kind of hard without my shelves here, but I'm pretty sure the thinnest book on my shelf is... Oh, okay, I know what it is, because it's something that forgives me. It's this little book on, I think it's like tea party etiquette, and it's just this little cute thing, and it's only about this thick, and it's really precious, and it's like in between my Harry Potter books and my Mortal Instruments books, which is an odd place for it, but thickest book on your shelf. Again, I don't have my shelf here, so I'm gonna say the thickest book on my shelf is probably my Lord of the Rings bind-up.
Mine's either my Lord of the Rings bind-up, my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy bind-up.
We'll need to get one of those.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Or my, I have this book of, this collection of paranormal and sci-fi and horror stories with a foreword by like Neil Gaiman, and it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Alright, do you write as well as you read?
That's kind of a weird question.
I mean,
How well do you read?
And, I mean, am I the best person to judge my own writing? Not really.
I think we should change the question.
Okay.
Okay. Friendly amendment, do you write as well as read?
Yes.
I like that question much better.
Yes, I do.
Okay, yes you do. So do I.
Okay.
I have a book. Okay. When did you get into reading? I was either 3 or 4, and I taught myself to read, and then I just kept reading. I was a really quiet kid. I didn't talk to anybody, so I just read at like family gatherings and all the time, and during class when I wasn't supposed to be.
I got into reading through the Harry Potter series, of course. I was probably 4 or 5 or such.
The Harry Potter series was not out when we were 4 or 5.
Yes, it was. The first one was, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I wasn't 7 then. Maybe I was 5 or 6.
Yeah, and my mom would read me a chapter a
Sorry for the
night.
misinformation.
My mom would read me a chapter, read me a chapter a night, and she wouldn't read any more than that. And finally, I just got fed up with her, and I stole the book and I read it myself. I'm pretty sure I was 4 or 5. Favorite classic book? Oh.
I typed that wrong.
My favorite classic would probably have to be one of the Jane Austen novels. I can't really pick which one because I like them all. Except for Early Persuasion, I don't care for that one. But, one of those probably.
Mine is probably Pride and Prejudice. Unless we're counting like way classics, because I do really like Gilead.
That's a good one. Okay,
Not really.
what is this one?
What was your best subject in school? Mine was English,
English.
but I was also really terrible at it. Okay, so I was terrible in classes, but I was good at what I was doing. I was mostly terrible because I already knew what I was talking about, so I would just talk to my friends and such things. So.
You're given a book that you've read and hated. What do you do? I don't keep it, and I give it to the used bookstore so they can sell it and someone else can like it.
Generally, if I get a book that I've read and I don't like, well, firstly, generally, I make a list, like, if anyone's going to get me a book, they know better than to just get me one because I have too many books for them to know whether I have a book yet or not. But if I get a book that I don't like, first I give it to my little sister to see if she'll like it. And if she doesn't, then I will just give it away in like a yard sale or to a friend that likes that kind of book.
I think we should skip this one because I think it's stupid.
Do you want to say that it's stupid though?
Books similar to Hunger Games and Harry Potter.
Okay, firstly, those are two drastically different series, and I don't know how they can be compared. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like,
Other
you
than
like
that.
apples or oranges better.
Also-
Maybe you like one better, but I can't tell you what's like both apples and oranges.
Also, this has been so overdone. I mean, it's just basically, what are popular books? Here, tell me the same thing over and over again. That's not what we're
I
here
can't
for.
give you an answer that you probably don't already know if you're here watching book vlogs.
Exactly. So, we'll do this one instead.
Okay. Bad habit you do while filming. Well, play with my phone. I'm legitimately trying to Google this. It's just taking a long time because my phone is not cooperating. We giggle.
We giggle.
We giggle.
We do shit like this to each other.
Yeah. When she's filming and I'm behind the camera, I make faces at her, and she gets mad at me. Do that. No, you can't. I'm offended.
What is your favorite word?
I really like the word schism.
I like the word behemoth.
I like a lot of different words, though. But that's the one that I can think of right now.
I also really like the word episcopal. It's fun to say.
Really? I don't like that word.
Really? I like it.
I really don't. I don't know
Episcopal.
why. It's like, oh.
I
don't know.
Nerd, dork, or geek?
7. I was right with 7. It came out in 98.
Okay. You're a little older than I am.
I had to know. I am a little older than you.
So I was like 6, I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to make sure for myself.
Yeah.
Don't get defensive.
Are you a nerd, a dork, or a geek?
I generally identify as a geek, although I don't understand the need to have a difference.
I usually identify myself as a nerd. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's different depending on where you come from, like different cities and different schools and that sort of thing. Like, they define things differently.
Okay, these next ones are real quick. We're not really going to give a lot of explanation.
Vampires or fairies? Fairies.
Fairies. Shapeshifters or angels?
Angels.
Angels. Spirits or werewolves? Werewolves.
Spirits.
Okay.
I like ghosts. I think they're cool. Zombies or vampires?
Vampires.
Okay, I have to say zombies, and you know why.
Yes, I do. Love triangle or forbidden love. I don't like either because
You
they're...
have to pick one.
No, I don't. We already discussed this.
Yep.
They're so overdone, especially in young adult literature, that I'm just tired of both of them.
I really prefer I prefer forbidden love to love triangles because I think love triangles are stupid. It shows
Laziness.
like laziness and weakness in the main character and it inevitably goes the same every time, and it's terrible.
Full-on romance or action with a little?
Action with a little.
We don't have to explain that one.
No.
All right, so that's the ultimate book tag,
That's
and
what we've got for
we
you
will
today.
see you guys another time. Please leave suggestions in the comments, and we'll see you later.
Right.
Bye.